Hello and welcome to IU NewsNet Daily. I'm Katherine Patterson.
And I'm Abby Haymond. We have some information about a change affecting graduate workers in the history department and a statement from BPD about the Tyre Nichols video.
And later, Abby gives us the latest on Indiana's National Girls and Women in Sports celebration, as well as Grace Berger's new record. IU NewsNet Daily begins now. The graduate strike from last spring is on hold, but a change in the history department could influence that. Starting next semester, history department graduate workers will no longer be student academic appointees, but hourly workers. It affects their compensation and they'll no longer receive health care benefits. The Grad Workers Coalition has not said they will strike, but there is a rally this Thursday at 11 a.m. outside Owen Hall. IU faculty member Kimberly Giesland died last Wednesday night. Dr. Giesland was a professor of Spanish and Portuguese and the vice provost for faculty and academic affairs. In an email sent to faculty, IU provost Rahul Srivastav wrote, "Kim was an incredibly talented and generous colleague. Our thoughts and support are with Kim's family, friends, and community members impacted by this loss. She will be deeply missed." There's been strong reaction following the release of body cam footage of Memphis police officers beating Tyre Nichols. Bloomington Mayor John Hamilton and Bloomington Police released statements. Nichols was beaten during a traffic stop in Memphis January 7th. He died from his injuries 3 days later. Police Chief Mike Dykoff said, quote, "The egregious actions of those involved in the death of Mr. Nichols undermine the public trust that we work so hard to achieve." The Memphis police fired 5 police officers and placed 2 others on leave. 3 EMTs who responded were dismissed. After last week's winter storm, Indiana weather remains classically inconsistent. This week's temperatures are expected to range from the teens to low 40s. Lucy Kellison has more.
Thanks, guys. I don't know about you, but I am currently enjoying this beautiful day in Bloomington. This Indiana weather can be really confusing in between winter and spring, leaving students to wonder whether or not to pack their sunglasses, umbrella, winter coat, or tank top. I got the opportunity to talk to some students on campus today enjoying the warm weather and got their take on how they're handling it.
I think it's just nice for it to finally be nice out. It's not usually this nice in the winter, so it's nice to walk without a coat on and see people out and about. So it's just fun to have some sunlight.
Well, that's what's going on around here. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Lucy. Next week, we will hopefully see temperatures above freezing, but there's an increased chance of rain. With all this strange weather, some students say campus buses are increasingly unreliable. Bad weather means students are taking the bus more often, and that sometimes leads to late buses that are overcrowded or at full capacity. It's led some students to find other transportation because they don't have the time to wait.
I don't ride the buses very often. If I do, it's because I have to, because the system is just terrible. It is. It's not easy to find the actual time of when the buses are, and then they're early or they're late, and it's so inconvenient. It's not worth it.
It's not clear if it'll get better with the weather, so just be prepared to walk in case. And now a moment of props to the Kelley School of Business for ranking first nationally for its online degree program. The 2023 U.S. News and World Report placed Kelley in first for both its online MBA degree and Master of Science in Business program. Pamela Witten said the ranking was a testament to IU's academic quality, no matter the learning platform. And now turning to sports, we have Abby Haymond to tell us what's going on with Hoosier Athletics.
That's right, Catherine. I have more on men's basketball later, but first let's start talking about women in sports. Indiana celebrated National Girls and Women in Sports Day this past weekend. An event held for Indiana girls 6th grade and younger was held in partnership with the Girl Scouts of Central Indiana. The women's cheerleading, volleyball, softball, soccer, field hockey, and swim and dive teams helped put on this event. There was poster making, face painting, games, dancing, and more. Essence Isabel, a senior on the IU cheer team, said that, quote, "This event meant so much to myself and the other women athletes because of how underappreciated women in sports are. This event not only inspired the participants, but also the athletes. Women athletes are redefining the meaning of strength every day." Tonight, Indiana men's basketball travels to Maryland in hope of keeping their win streak alive. IU made its way back into the AP Top 25 following a 5-game win streak. After the Hoosiers' latest blowout victory against Ohio State, IU is ranked number 21, the 9th week it's been ranked this season. Number 1 Purdue is the only other Big Ten team ranked in the AP poll this week. The two rivals will face off for the first time this season on Saturday in Bloomington. Next up, Indiana women's basketball has its sights set on Minnesota, hoping to move to 21-1 with a victory Wednesday night. In the Hoosiers' latest win against Rutgers, Grace Berger broke an Indiana basketball record. Berger is the first player in men's and women's history to put up more than 1,600 points, 600 rebounds, and 5 assists. After her return from a knee injury suffered earlier this season, Berger wasn't hitting the big stats she had prior to the injury. Last Sunday, however, Berger popped off with a season high of 21 points and a career high of 81.8 shooting percentage.
Well, that is just phenomenal, but that's a wrap for today's IU NewsNet Daily. Tune in for the latest updates on all Hoosier news and sports.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at IUNND.
For IU NewsNet Daily, I'm Katherine Patterson.
And I'm Abby Haymond. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.